All right, I see the green light. Let's kick the meeting off tonight. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here tonight, even with our inclement weather. But I'm going to be honest with all of you, I'll take every bit of rain we can get right now. As long as it doesn't come up into my house, I'm good. All right, so I'd like to welcome everyone to the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation meeting of the Board of Directors. The date, October 28, 2025 at 7 p.m. at Santa Fe City Hall Council Chambers. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If I could get Devin to have a roll call.
Bob Wiley.
Here.
Hans Wertner.
Here.
Terry O'Connell.
Here.
Matt Crable.
Here.
Brad Duffy.
Here.
Jason Hayes.
Here.
And Gary Somerville.
Here.
We have a quorum.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go to item 3 on the agenda, citizen comments.
You skipped the
Quiet
invocation.
out there. Thank you very much. All
Skip the
right.
invocation and the pledge.
I skipped it again, didn't I? I marked it and moved on down the line. All right, let's go to invocation and pledge of allegiance. Ms. Terry is going to lead the prayer for us tonight.
Father God, thank you so much for this beautiful rain. We need it so badly. Keep it coming slowly and not in gushes. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you do in our lives. Please be with us tonight as we make decisions that will affect our community and guide us to make them in ways that will bring light to your kingdom. We ask these things in your name and for your sake. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the Texas pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Terry.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's slow down a little bit. So now let's go to 4, citizens' comments. I think we got some visitors tonight, but I don't see any hands raised for comments. So we'll move on to 4. We'll go to number 5. So at this point, under reports, first of all, I'd like to welcome our new directors, Mr. Brad Duffy and Mr. Jason Hayes, to the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation Board of Directors. Thank both of you guys being here tonight. At this point, I think we're going to do
We're going to swear in the new and reappointed officers or directors.
All right. Where do you want to do that? You want us to stand up here?
Do where you're at.
Okay, we can just do it right here. All right.
We'll stand and raise your right hand. Okay, we're going to do your oath of office first. In the name and by the authority of the state of Texas, I state your name.
Larry O'Connell.
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of the Director of the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation of the state of Texas and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, laws of the state of the United States of this state, so help me God.
So help me God, I do.
Okay. All right, your statement of officer. I state your name.
I, Terry O'Connell,
Do solemnly swear or affirm that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute to any money or things of value or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
we haven't done our elections yet, so I don't know if I'm still the secretary.
Just to be reappointed to the
Oh,
board.
just to be reappointed. Okay, then I do. I haven't.
Understand?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I just didn't want to.
No, I understand. No, good. Yeah.
Okay, so
Thank
each of
you.
Yeah, you're just doing that as a reappointing by
Yes,
the
okay,
city
okay.
council.
for me. Mr. Wiley, if you could sign that
Thank
for
you.
me. And then once we get it notarized and sent to the city secretary's office, then I'll have Devin email everybody a copy of this.
Sign in 2 places.
Yes.
Any other place I got to sign? Down here? Right here?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Freedom comes in somewhere. It didn't go over law school, but here it does. Thank y'all very much.
All right, so we're official. We're an official committee now. We have a full complement now. Thank you, again, thank you to new people for your appointment to our committee. Look forward to working with both y'all. And Terry, you and I were retreads, I call us. You know, we're back in the saddle again, so the board has given us another a shot at it, and so I know we'll all work together to do what we need to do to make this a good committee. All right, so we'll go right into B under reports. Approval of board of minutes for the joint special meeting and the regular meeting for both held on September 3rd, 2025.
I move that the minutes be approved for both meetings as presented.
I have a question.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
On the second page of the minutes for the joint meeting, the last paragraph, Executive Director, the high school proposed the creation of City Grants Coordinator.
Yes.
Position to be funded by the EDC. Is that, I don't see that in the minutes for our approval. That proposal.
That was a suggestion as a strategic planning objective, not something that was going to be brought in the next.
I know, but it says you proposed it. I'm just trying to figure out where that's coming from and where we go from there.
We had the conversation about the creation of that position during
Right.
the strategic planning session.
Right.
And then I believe it was the intention of the mayor to kind of have a secondary conversation about that following the strategic planning sessions.
So that's the reason it wasn't in the minutes of the meeting. Where that came from was in strategic meeting before.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. But I'm just trying to figure out where that originated and where it's going.
It originated in that meeting, and I think it's a desire of Brandon and Seth to have more conversations about that following the strategic planning sessions.
Okay, should that be amended, this paragraph?
I mean, it can be revised if you would like.
Well, I'm just going off that it was proposed, the creation of, by our director, and it hasn't ever been discussed with the board. So that's where I'm trying to figure out where we go from
All
there.
it's saying is that it was a topic in the minutes. That's all it's saying.
Yeah, it hasn't come to us yet. I guess this way. Devin thought about it, thought it would be a good thing. He brought it to when we were talking about our strategic plan, we kind of talked about it. Of course, the city manager was here, the mayor was here, because the city council was here. Got a little pushback, you know, they weren't so sure that was a great idea. So to me, it kind of got like tabled. Let's talk about it some more. They had some more questions before it would come to us.
I would like to have it amended that it is a tabled item.
A table item. Are you okay with that,
I
Devin?
mean, there's nothing to vote on or table.
No.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It was just a topic of discussion.
What word, what would be a better word?
Discussed?
I mean, you could, yeah, instead of,
Suggested,
Introduced
introduced.
Introduced.
the idea.
Are you all comfortable with that? I am. Okay, would that be okay?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
fine.
that's fine.
proposed.
That's
where
right,
proposed.
because that's, looking at that's the proposal from the board,
Okay.
Okay.
and it wasn't.
No, it didn't come to the board. It came from Devin
Correct.
to the board, and he was bringing it to us and the council at the same time.
Correct, yes,
Okay,
sir.
good point, good point.
So I move to approve the minutes from both meetings as amended.
Perfect. And I had a second.
Second?
We have a first and a second. Are there any further discussion? If not, all those, let's do a roll call vote on the minutes.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
Pam Swertner,
Yes.
Jerry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Brian Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes, and Gary Somerville.
Yes. All right, they're approved. All right, Devin, let's go into current budget update, financial statements, period ending August 2025.
So following the minutes in your packet, you will see the monthly financial report for September. September represents the last year, fiscal year 2025, and so as far as sales tax concerned, which is the primary source of our revenue, we finished $53,678 over budget, which means we brought in more than we projected. The EDC fund balance currently sits at $4,100,700. Sales taxes finished the year 12% above our FY 2024 total. And there's anything else really important to touch on. I'll wait to make that point to the sales tax report. So you'll see the budget statements for our department. And then right before the executive director's report, there's the monthly sales tax report. While we are 12% over the same year-end total of FY 2024, our month change is 0.1%. What we are seeing is very much a leveling of sales tax collections. I think a lot of this is due to, we had a fairly decent surge of new businesses that came in between probably December of 2023 and June of 2024. That now that they have kind of been on the tax rolls for more than a year, you're not seeing that new growth anymore. So Bighorn has been established for 12 months now. I think Whataburger also hit 12 months recently. And so the only real thing riding some of the growth for us is we'll see Starbucks and Fat Andy's and some of the other smaller businesses kind of roll in. But we're not going to see, I think for at least the next few months, we're not going to see that significant growth that we were seeing this time last year. I did want to point that out, though, because I think it is time for the EDC to start considering, especially going into the holiday season, coordinating some shop local campaigns, events, mixers, things that we can kind of do to stimulate some of that local business. I know something that the chamber president and I have talked about is doing something, what we would call something like a cash mob, which is the idea of picking a time and date and sending an email out to the chamber membership, putting a notice on Facebook, inviting all the board and just say, hey, you know, we're going to go visit Honeybee Boutique. Please bring $10. And then, you know, kind of just moving around town. We are hosting the Intro to Canva course at Hubcap Grill tomorrow. That was another opportunity to kind of spread people around and raise awareness for some of our local businesses. And so I think doing more stuff like that is going to be critical as our sales taxes start to level out. And, you know, it's just hard with inflation lately. I think all of that's catching up. It costs so much to go out to eat sometimes. It costs so much to get groceries. But the more that we can do to maybe stimulate some activity in the community, I think is something we should look into.
I was approached by the Galveston Daily News to be the Santa Fe representative for the $2 challenge. And the $2 challenge is where you go to local banks or credit unions and you get $2 bills, $100 in $2 bills, and everywhere, like when you go to shop or you go to the grocery store or to wherever you go, you use a $2 bill because we're promoting Shop Local with that $2 bill challenge. And they're coming to do a video about it. They're sending a videographer to Santa Fe for that. And I've already spoken with Amico Bank. I'm going to speak with Stephen at Texas First. I'm going to speak with Lisa at Amagi. And then I'm going to speak with ACU of Texas to get $2 bills to make sure so we can get that kicked off. But it's all the chambers in the area are doing the $2 challenge. And so they're encouraging people to spend a $2 bill, and then they're encouraging the businesses to give back a $2 bill. So it's just another way to promote the businesses in our community and let them know that we're supporting them.
Is there a specific date when that happens?
They're coming this week to do the video, and I will be doing a video. It's at 11 o'clock, I think Thursday. I'm not sure. I have to look at my calendar, but it's this week and then we'll kick it off right after that.
Put out the dates to everyone and put it on
Yeah.
our Facebook page.
Yeah,
And
I'll let
get it out.
Devin know
Devin.
so he can
Okay.
get it, and it'll be on our chamber, because our chamber is, of course, supporting it.
All right.
And,
Thank you, Terry, for doing that. Thank you.
yeah, they just, they called me and said, hey, will you do it? And I was like, of course. Anything I can do to promote business in our community, so.
Thank you.
And they really advertise that a lot too
yeah.
in Galveston.
Good.
Any questions
Devin?
on the budget or sales tax report?
Any questions for Devin on any of his reports? All right, if not, You want to go into project and status report?
Yes, sir. So the next item in your packet is the Executive Director's Report. We'll start with the project update. Project BW is the 17-acre mixed-use development that is looking at coming in on the intersection of 3rd Street and 1764. The city, EDC, and developer have all agreed to propose terms, and we forwarded those terms to the city attorney to review and draft them into a development agreement. The timeline right now is for that development agreement, the draft to be ready for the November 13th city council meeting. It'll go before council, likely in executive session. And then coming out of executive session, if they authorize signature, it'll then come to you guys at our November meeting. I think this is a great opportunity for us. It is a mixed-use project, true mixed-use, residential component, primary jobs component, shopping and retail component, public space with public green space. We did settle on a development name today, so we will likely pivot from the code name of Project BW. The development will be known as Harvest Grove. So we're excited about that.
I'm glad they finally named it. I was
Yes.
getting tired of calling it the Tommy B project.
Yep, Project BW, Project BMW,
Everything.
Project Buffalo Wild Wings.
Harvest Grove, all right.
Yes.
That one, most of it faced 1764.
Yes, sir. The next item is Project Laser Tag. That was a state lead that I submitted to an RFI for in August. And I typically check in on those every 2 months if I don't hear back in that time period. And this is one that will probably roll off. I haven't received a response back from the state. I haven't received a response back from the other contacts associated with that lead. And so I will give it until our next meeting, and then after that, it will likely roll off. Under commercial, we have ICSC at Red River. That is an upcoming retail trade show to be held in San Antonio in February. Currently coordinating lodging with BayHep. So basically, the way this event works is BayHep purchases a booth at the trade show. They invite all their member communities to participate. BayHep pays for half of the booth, and then all the communities that participate share the cost of the other half. So last year it was $300 for a booth space at a national retail conference, which I think is a killer deal. So I'm coordinating with BayHep. I've reserved 2 rooms at the same hotel that other representatives of BayHep and some of our other neighbors are staying in. The idea is for, I think right now, for me and the city manager to attend. And I'm already working on my target list of people that have already registered to start setting up meetings to have either before or at the event to hopefully come out of the conference with some solid leads. Project Golden is a regional lead from the GHP and HGAC that was looking to establish a educational facility for cosmetology students. I actually ran into the HGAC lead earlier this month, and he said that they've kind of gone dark. They're no longer working with the HGAC, and they've decided that on their own they're working directly with property owners. I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming that we're no longer in the running, but I pitched a building in Harvest Grove that has since been occupied by a different use, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Project Dirty Pop, we're still working with community services on recruiting some national niche retailers. The idea being that we can get some of these national retailers that are kind of more, I guess the word I would use is scattered. I think a great example is Raising Cane's in Lamarck, right down the road. Once you get one of those, it's not like McDonald's where they put one up every 3 miles. That'll likely be the last Raising Cane's in the area. So finding some of those that we can get ideally before our neighbors so that we can kind of corner the market and kind of be that regional draw for some of those businesses. I presented to Bakron last month, and then we had our Galveston County Economic Developers Luncheon earlier this month. Basically, that was a roundtable of the EDC directors, some local realtors and brokers, and some local developers, and I pitched some of the sites that we have here in town. Excuse me. Under infrastructure, senior living center, my understanding is the agreement with the water district for the utility improvements for Mr. Boyer's property expired on October 14th.
Correct.
I know that before that, he was trying very hard to schedule a meeting with the city manager and I, likely to find a way to buy more time. And we were kind of, under Seth's direction, we kind of wanted to wait until the agreement had lapsed with you guys, but we have not heard from him since. Project Warpath, you guys approved the final reimbursement from the city at our last meeting, and so this is the very last time that this item will be in our executive director's
I have a
report.
question about the senior living.
Yes, ma'am.
So does that mean that we can unencumber that $122,000 that's been sitting there?
Yes, so the EDC attorney has already written a notice of default, and is basically of the opinion that at this point, without the water district agreement, our agreement is dissolved.
So we don't have to do anything to do that. I have one other question about the SWIG and those places. I know those are upscale or whatever, but what is the story on Taco Bell coming over here by Joe Daddy's?
Taco Bell is currently doing their feasibility study for that particular site. From what I understand, and Bob, you might have some insight on this, I don't think that property, I think that property has been paying the out-of-district fee, and so they don't, and this is a conversation between the landowner and the developer, but they don't know if they have water just yet.
We talked about our last meeting, water department's talking to them, and definitely there's water and sewer available there, but we want to bring them into our district. We want to be in the district and not pay that OD fee, which is a lot better for everybody. So, in fact, we instructed our lawyer to put together the paperwork to bring them. We got 4 other places that are going to fall under, we have to annex them basically, and Taco Bell is on that list. So that is moving forward.
Is that, was I correct about the location right there by Joe Daddy's?
That open place
Okay.
between that driveway and
Right.
GoDaddy's right there.
Okay. I just want to make sure I had the right information.
The next page is the administrative projects. Traffic cabinet painting, there's some new legislation that was recently introduced that may disallow the traffic cabinet improvements. This kind of all ties to the motion to eliminate what I call public rainbows. But basically, TxDOT is kind of pushing back on entering into any new contracts for traffic murals, basically as a way to stay non-political, non-denominational, that kind of thing. Lori is at TML right now, so I don't know the exact latest on our contract, but I know that our contract with TxDOT has not been declined or returned to us yet, and so we don't know exactly where we are in the process yet. I do know that the city manager and I had a conversation about if this is something that does come into play where we can no longer do the traffic cabinet murals. Seth and I wanted to approach you guys about maybe diverting some of that funding to do a mural on City Hall, especially since the city has new branding that I know Seth's very excited about and wanting to showcase.
So we'll just have to wait to hear from the state to see if they're going to put the nix on painting traffic signals.
Yes, sir.
And what about other businesses in the area, like we did for Santa Fe Soap Factory? Because it had been mentioned that other, like blank canvases, we could approach business owners
Yes.
if we could do that as
Yeah.
well.
No, I think that's a great opportunity and something that I think would be a fantastic use of some of that funding. And that's stuff that we could even do through the BEAR program also. Speaking of the BEAR program, high-level update, we're going to review the revised materials this meeting. We discussed some revisions last month, and I've incorporated those into the program guidelines, application, and performance grant agreement. Also, we're moving forward with the grant for DW Florals that you guys approved. I delivered a check for the first payment for the sign to Unisign Co. Last week, and so that project is underway. And then you guys will be reviewing the Hubcap Grill application tonight and the recommendation from the committee. Santa Fe EDC website, we're still waiting on the official migration to the new platform for the city website in December, but we are seeing realtors visiting our property selection tool, and just wanted to point out that there was I don't know if it was ransomware or an attack on Amazon Warehouse Services or website services early this week, or I'm sorry, last week. And so half the internet was down, including our website, on October 20th and 21st. Santa Fe EDC social media, we continue to promote local events, including the Canva course tomorrow. The marketing video was posted on October 7th. Strategic plan, we had the joint workshop on September 30th. Lori and I are planning on getting together to really do a detailed recap of the conversations in that meeting. I know we reviewed the minutes for that meeting earlier, but Lori and I really want to go into detail of the topics discussed, some of the opinions shared, and we'll have that ready for the strategic planning sessions in January. Kind of in that same vein, the incentive policy was mentioned during that strategic planning discussion. I will revise the policy based on the feedback that I received from council when I presented in June, and then I will bring that to you guys in our December meeting to kind of chew on before we go into the strategic planning sessions, with that being a strategic goal of ours, to have a defined, adopted,
Has that date been set?
for the strategic planning sessions?
You don't have to get it now, but there is a date already set that.
Yes.
It'll be a joint meeting between us and the council.
It's January 8th and 9th. I don't know what day ours will fall on,
Okay.
but it will be a joint meeting again
Okay.
with council and
All right.
EDC.
Thanks, sir.
But that's it for the projects updates, if there's any questions.
Are we fixing to talk about this page?
Yes, the bear. Yes.
Go back to the strategic planning thing. It's happening in January,
It's coming January.
so we're gonna be part of that?
Yes, that's what it's, we had a workshop with the council, correct me if I'm wrong, to kind of kick around some ideas of things we might both be talking about. But I guess the city manager wanted to wait till January. I'm not sure what
The city is doing a citywide strategic plan, so
Right.
the Community Services Department will have a meeting with City Council to talk about goals and objectives for that department,
Okay.
Rudy's department, Billy's department, Parks and Rec, Planning and Zoning Board. That'll be we're not directly part of the city, but we are part of the city, and so we kind of fall under that blanket. So everyone will be having conversations similar to what we had in September on January 8th and 9th.
That's for the next year, or is that the strategic master plan?
That'll be a strategic plan going forward.
Do we have the PDF? Can I get a copy of that PDF for the strategic plan?
We don't have one yet. I can send you a copy of the comprehensive plan, but I'm pretty sure that the strategic plan that'll come out of these meetings will replace the comprehensive plan.
I already have it on my calendar for January 8th. That's what I was checking.
Yeah.
The one that we paid for already?
Yes.
Comprehensive master plan, we have a link for it.
Do we?
Yeah,
Okay, perfect.
like a Dropbox link.
have a lot of time on your hands. It's pretty lengthy.
I was fixing to say the novel.
It's pretty
The
lengthy.
novel.
No, yeah, that's why I want to get a hold of it.
Yeah, it's going to take a while. No, I understand. I
I'll
understand.
speechify and let it read to me.
Yeah. Any questions about those? If not, you want to go to the Bear program?
Yes, so Bear program updates, Diamond G Realty actually stopped in today. They were looking for some direction on what exactly they should provide for the revised application based on the conversation that we had with their meeting in August. DW Florals, like I said, is approved and up and running. We've already made the first payment for their sign project. His Ministries is complete, and we presented a certificate celebrating the completion of that project during the grand opening ceremony on the 22nd. I just realized I have Diamond G in here twice, so I'll eliminate one of those. Santa Fe Soap Factory, they are finalizing the payment for their signage. The invoice for the final payment included sales tax, and we're exempt, so I'm waiting for them to send me a revised invoice that doesn't have any sales tax fees on it. But the sign is complete, but they are wanting to finish their mural before we do any kind of ribbon cutting or celebration for their entire project. Hometown Equipment Rentals, I need to get with them. Their application was missing some required bid information. AMRS 1 is complete, signs up, all payment has been received. It did go slightly over budget, and so the grantee signed a check and delivered it to us for the difference, and then I cut the check for the total to the vendor, but we were square on that.
When are we presenting an
Good point.
a certificate
Ribbon
for?
cutting or?
Yeah, I was gonna reach out to Anthony this month, so it would likely be in November.
If you could, let's try to get it in November, because
Yeah.
if we wait long, it's going to go into December. If you could, because it's done and up and running, now would be a good time, so.
Right.
Thank you.
Hubcap Grill, you guys will be reviewing their revised application tonight, but they did submit an additional bid that was asked for by the Bear Committee. Unfortunately, it came in after the deadline for agenda items, and so it's on the agenda for this month. And then Santa Fe Worship Center, per state and federal regulations, we cannot partner with entities whose primary focus or primary purpose is a place of worship. The rest of the executive director's reports are just the meetings and events that I participated in this month. Let's see. I did have, I really appreciate that I was able to have a conversation with WCID 8 to discuss the latest updates regarding what is essentially Harvest Grove. Let's see, what else? I demoed an advertising opportunity with Industry and Trade Development Magazine that I'm going to bring to you guys in the November meeting. See what else. I did have a meeting with a local entrepreneur who has a home-based business that are looking to establish a brick and mortar. I introduced that person to Amy Reed with the Galveston County SBDC to see what funding and grant opportunities would be available for them. And I told them that if they were to find a spot in town, that as long as it was on the major thoroughfares, it would potentially be eligible for a bear grant. But this is a young kid, real smart, real sharp. Very much looking forward to having his business in town. Georgia and I met with Perry YMCA to talk about possible opportunities for new programming and a possible location in town for the YMCA. I've already mentioned the Galveston County Economic Developer Luncheon. I think those are the biggest ones. I did get an inquiry about available property on Avenue S across from R.J. Wallem. I do want to take this opportunity to do a shout out to, I called Bob. I had received intel on this property that it didn't have water and sewer. When I pulled it up on the CAD map, water and sewer looked like they were present. I called Bob just to make sure that was true. Bob said it was, but he had James call me just to confirm. James and I had a conversation about that property, and then James ran into Mr. Wagner from DD1, and then Mr. Wagner even called me about the property. And so within a 20-minute span, we had received a question from a local developer and kind of came full circle and was able to give that developer the exact information that he needed. And I just really appreciate that kind of moment of all of our entities working together. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to Bob, Mr. Newman, and Mr. Wagner. Outside of that, I think that's really the biggest things for the...
I'll see the business that you visited with Mike Tadero. You tell them what you...
Yes, so I did stop by and visit with Mike Tadero with TextRed Internet Radio. They've actually put in an application for a bear grant that I'm reviewing right now. But he has a really cool shop. He was also very open to doing a lot of things. One of the things that we kind of kicked around was maybe if the EDC sponsored a segment, kind of like your 5 to 6 o'clock or, your evening commute time frame of doing something where the EDC sponsors it and they give a shout out to like a business of the week or local events going on and kind of using that as a way to use some of our dollars to promote local businesses. But they have submitted a bear application for some additional signage.
To a signage?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions for Devin on the meetings and things that he's working on for us?
The one final page on here is our bear program balances. So for this fiscal year, we have only approved the DW Florals grant so far. You guys approved them for an amount not to exceed $35,000. $15,260 of that has been expensed. So of that grant, they have $19,740 remaining. And then of the available remaining program budget, we have $105,470.
Our plan is to carry that into next year?
Well, this is for,
Oh.
we're now in the
Okay.
new fiscal
Yeah,
year,
okay.
so this would be our budget for this year.
Okay, all right.
Next page is the community services report. Nothing major to report there relative to last month. The Mulberry Farms gas station and shopping center, they did pay their permit fees. I know they've had plans in for a while, so that should start construction soon. Center Point continues to move quickly with their project. I know they want to get in ASAP. And then
If someone asked me, have you heard any kind of date?
I have not, but I can follow up.
I know they're not playing.
You're right, you're right.
But that's it for the executive director's report.
Any questions for Mr. Devon and his reports? If not,
Plans approved for
Sorry?
the gas station?
Yes. For Mulberry?
Well, on the signs, I know we got a lot of money going out towards signs. Do we have we set any criteria for those signs? Those,
Right now, they're only following the criteria currently established in the Code of Ordinances.
so is that,
He's talking about the bear grant.
Yeah, I know.
so what type of signs can they put up a 10-foot sign, a road sign, a monument sign, or?
They
What's the
can.
regulations on our sign for the cities?
They can do any of that. The cheaper options, and kind of what we've been seeing are the taller signs with the lighted panels at the top. We've also had a couple of applications for the LED screens. But we don't have any necessarily, anything directing or incentivizing, certain kinds of signage, if that makes sense.
the city has I guess they got rules on signs.
Yeah.
Right, so, and they've got to follow that, and then whatever they want to do from that, we don't tell them, they say, this is what we want to do, and then we look and see if we can fund it.
Right.
That's the comment, though, Brandon didn't make, though. If we're giving the money away, we can set some criteria as the
Well, we
EDC.
would encourage them, kind of lead them, look, like you said, incentivize it, say, look, if you do this, we'll help you a little bit, or give you a little bit more, stuff like that. That's a good point. Back on the strip center for Mulberry, what exactly is going to be in there? I haven't seen anything.
I haven't heard anything
Have
as
you
far
guys
as
from
what
Mulberry, have they shared any of that with you guys?
I'm not aware of any announced tenants yet.
Okay.
I know that they submitted plans, including a rendering, and they made some terrible choices on, they just put some, not even business names, but just types of businesses, just to show what the signage would look like.
Okay.
And it was like gas station, barber, vape.
Okay, they picked the wrong,
Yeah.
the wrong,
And so we had,
Donuts.
the
Tire
wrong
shop.
things, what could go in
and so
there.
we had to confirm that a vape shop wasn't going in.
Okay, okay. Well, we'll see as it goes through the city process, we'll get to hear more about that. All right?
And then for those spaces to receive a certificate of occupancy, that goes through me now for our welcome letter program. So
Okay.
as soon as those get COs, I'll be notified. and-
Welcome to the community.
Yes, sir.
For the EDC.
Yep.
Any questions for Devin on any of his reports? All right?
How
Go
far
ahead.
back, I just had one question.
No.
So how far back are we doing any retro welcoming, like to Texas Red Music or to, anybody else that's come in pretty recent? I mean, he's pretty recent. He had his big, ribbon cutting and all that, and we were there for that, but I didn't know if we were doing any.
Mike Tadero got one, WMI Turbo got one, Diamond G Realty got one. Those were just the COs that I've received since I've started.
No, I mean, they got one what?
Welcome letter.
Our welcome certificate, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you see the certificate? I've
We
already
were
seen
all
one.
signing it, and it was gonna be like a group thing. I didn't know it was just one.
City staff were signing it, but if the board would like to sign it. My issue with that was just if I had one that was ready to go, like, I'm trying to think how to word this. I didn't want to be in a situation where I get a CO and I have to wait until our board meeting.
Right. I just wanted to know what the criteria was for it. That's what I understood, that it was like you would have a form letter or something but I don't have to sign anything. I just wondered.
Well, I think the idea too was the chamber was going to do a similar letter that would go out with it, and then a representative from the EDC and the chamber would
So y'all
go
are,
out together.
I thought we were going to kind of do it together. Is that, we're not
I think we were gonna have separate
separate?
welcome letters, like.
Right,
we were-
yeah, separate letters, but kind of do it at the same
we'll
time.
Together, yes,
Okay.
correct.
All right, if there's no more questions on his report, I guess we'll go into new business. Under Section A, discuss with possible action electing a president of the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation for a period of 1 year commencing from the date of the annual Board of Directors meeting. So basically, we'll start every year. We will elect our officers. We usually start with the president's job, and what I usually do is open the floor up for nominations, and then we kind of go from there. Every nomination will require a second. If we want to discuss that nomination, I'll allow for that too. And then if there's no discussion, then we'll go to a roll call vote and kind of go from president, vice president to secretary treasurer. Does everyone understand the rules of engagement? I guess it's kind of the way we do it. All right?
I'd like to make a nomination for
Pam?
Mr. Bob Wiley as president.
Second.
All right. I have a motion and a second for Bob Wiley as president for next year's, at the president's job for the Economic Development Committee. Is there any discussion on that nomination? If not, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
Tim Swertner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. I think. We'll see as things go along. I appreciate it. All right, let's go right to B, discuss possible action electing vice president of the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation for a period of 1 year commencing from the date of the annual Board of Directors meeting. I'll open the floor for nominations for vice president, and I'd like to start it off with, I'd like to nominate Pam Schwartner.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second for Pam Schwartner to serve as our vice president for the upcoming year. Is there any discussion on that motion? If not, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
Tim Swertner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes.
Yes. Motion carries. Congratulations, Pam.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for your support.
All right, let's go to C, discuss with possible action electing a secretary treasurer of the Santa Fe Economic Development Corporation for a period of 1 year commencing from the date of the annual Board of Directors meeting. I'll open the floor up for nominations.
I'd like to nominate Terry O'Connell.
Second. We have a motion and a second that Terry O'Connell serve as our secretary treasurer for the upcoming year. Is there any further discussion on that motion? If not, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
Tim Swertner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Gary Somerville, Brad Duffy,
Yes.
and Jason Hayes.
Motion carries. Congratulations, Terry. Thank you very much. Was there something that we have to sign? There's no signage for any of the bank stuff at all?
Didn't
You said
change.
some-
Rudy will be very happy that the signatories haven't changed,
Okay.
but just on our end, we do need to approve item 6D, which is just a resolution saying that this year you guys are, the officers of president, treasurer, and executive director are allowed to be the
So
signatories.
that's D?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, so let's go right into that. It's discussed with possible action, adopting a resolution appointing the representatives authorized to conduct business for Texas First Bank, Amico Federal Credit Union, Multibank, Tex Pool,
Prime.
okay, Prime, and Logic. And so basically, we need a motion for that.
So moved.
We had a motion,
Second.
got a second. that we approve that. It's a resolution to make sure that the officers of our committee have the authorization to do business with these particular companies. I'll call for a roll, if there's any further discussion on that? If not, I'll call for a roll call vote.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
James Wertner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell. Yes. Matt Crable,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes, Gary Summerville.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you. All right, E, discuss with possible action, adoption of a new logo, branding, and the style guide generated by the city of Santa Fe. I'm gonna let Devin kick this off, and I understand we got some other people that are gonna kind of kick in on this too.
So credit where credit is due. Our communication specialist and public information officer, Ty Martin, is a fantastic designer. He was directed by the city manager to create new branding for all the city itself, and then all departments, boards, and commissions. I'm going to pass this around, but what this is our brand identity standards, or basically style guide. And then while y'all are looking those over, Ty is just going to kind of present on the idea behind the branding and
How we got here?
how we got here and why it's important that we all have a cohesive brand strategy.
And he's got things on the screen that you can kind of look at some of the other,
And what's on the screen is also in your packet.
okay.
Just
Right here, I got
good
it.
evening, y'all. Like you said, I'm the communication specialist, public information officer. This branding that we have, inside of the style guide, it kind of goes over the history and background of it as well. I'll give a short rundown. The direction that we're kind of taking the rebrand is more sort of a Western style. The circle that you see is called a buckle design. This is sort of a refresh of that design that we have going on. If you go to page 8, it kind of goes over the logo mark. In here, it talks about cattle ranching was very big in the 1800s in this area. Also, Runge Park used to be home to the Galveston County Rodeo. I know Runge Park is no longer that, but as we acquire Runge Park, I'm hoping there's plans to do something with those facilities in the future. So all of this is supposed to represent a cattle brand. As you can see, all of the different logo marks kind of follow the same idea. Connecting letters inside the circle, everything like that, just to kind of keep everything cohesive. We didn't put it inside of the Texas just because we wanted some sort of differentiation. I felt like if we put every single one of these inside of the state of Texas, they would all kind of run together and they would look too similar. I think with this, we can see that each department is its own separate entity and know what it is just by looking at it and know that it's from Santa Fe. Do y'all have any questions about design, colors, anything like that?
I've got one.
Yes, sir.
If I look at Maybush Library, I look at Parks and Recreation, they've got the name of who they are on top, and then have Santa Fe at the bottom. So
Yes.
ours is just flipped. What's the reasoning for that?
So, me, Devin, and the city manager have been kind of going back and forth on how we want the EDCs to look. These are not hard full stops yet, so these can be changed regarding what goes where around the circle.
Seeing an earlier draft of this earlier today, originally we had Santa Fe EDC at the top of ours and then just Texas by itself underneath. And then seeing the other ones where it's spelled out Santa Fe, Texas, to me, I'd rather have people misread it as Santa Fe, Texas EDC than have Texas kind of lingering down there at the bottom by itself. But that was just my personal opinion. Like Ty said, we can easily make changes to the fonts around the buckle.
I think these are horrible. I'm not gonna beat around the bush or nothing. I don't understand them. I mean, I just, as a marketing person, as marketing customers, I want my customer, someone to see that, say, and know exactly what it is. They shouldn't have to try to like, what is that, you know? Hey,
Can I ask what part of it is harder to understand?
I mean, the E, the D, DC, it's just a brand. I just don't get it, not for I think what we got right here is, looks good. I spent I mean, there's so many things you can do. I spent 30 seconds and got that one right there. It has a railroad. It says Santa Fe on it. I think it looks good, but I mean, that's just me. So, like the guy at the Firehouse Coffee thing, he said, we came up with our name Santa Fe because of the railroad. It's the one thing that tied all three communities together. So I kind of think, that guy's 98 years old. He's been here around, what is his name, Joe? Or?
Joe Kelly Tumbrella.
Yeah, Joe. So when he told me that, and then, so when I saw the brand thing, I was like, man, why don't we do branding when Santa Fe, the name Santa Fe ties three communities together with the railroad? And then we come up with branding. So, and they said, well, we used to have cattle and stuff here too. I said, okay.
I mean, my one rebuttal to that, I guess, would be that the only reason we were to stop on the Santa Fe Railroad was the cattle and agriculture.
I get that, but our name's Santa Fe.
Where I wonder is, if we're out recruiting retailers and things and we send them a brand, how is that going to be perceived as a town that they want to come, invest a lot of dollars into?
I mean, I think some of it is also the materials that we'd be providing to them. But I do think the brand is something that uniquely identifies us and kind of our heritage, and it also represents, to me at least, it's kind of a very timeless design. Like, it's never, you'll see logos, you'll see companies go through phases where the logo was specifically something that the color and design language matched what was popular in the 90s, and then by the mid-2000s, it looks very dated. This is something that I think would be pretty timeless.
A brand is dated, not timeless.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You see a brand like that, you think of something, in the past.
And then, talking with the mayor, he wants these houses, lots to be 70 foot wide. So we want to attract a group of people that has a lot more money than just what we have in Mulberry Farms. Those houses are going to start off not at 300. Those houses are going to start off at 700 to $1.5 million. So if we're the last little small area of land and everybody's going to be pushed here, and this big money's coming here, we need this. That's why I keep asking about signs. We're going to come up with a plan for our signs to look good and all look uniform, because as a business owner, I'll put the biggest, brightest sign in the world out there, and it'll look ungodly to everybody else, but it's going to attract customers. They won't look good for the city to be uniform. So what type of person are we going to, attract here to Santa Fe?
Let me ask you this. We talked about before too with Seth, is it gets a little bit too cluttered up there when you put Economic Development
sorry.
Corporation at the top. Is there, you do the graphic design. If we put like core instead of, abbreviated that, to at the top, because I'd like to see be consistent with the Santa Fe, Texas underneath.
Yeah. I mean, we can put whatever needs to be put up top. I do agree with you that I was a little bit busy with Economic Development Board. All those letters up top.
Right. But if we converted corporation to just CORP period.
Yeah.
If that would put it down a little
Pass
bit.
this
So
around.
let's say Economic Development Corp.
So I do have, that was one of the ideas that was discussed, if y'all want to pass that around.
I like that. Let Pam see that. That's a good point. Well,
I just like for
I'm
it to
gonna
be
give you Bob's
consistent.
version. When I first saw it, I go, I don't know.
Yeah.
And please don't take this wrong. You and Devin have been looking at this a lot longer than I have. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I first saw it, I go, I don't know. But I'll be honest with you, it starts to grow on you when you start to look at it a little bit more. At first glance, it is a little bit kind of unusual. It's a big change from any logo or anything else. I mean, now, it's not just us, the police department's changing theirs too, right? Okay, so the police, every entity inside the city is going to change. Their logo is
And
going
they're
to,
asking us all to match, right?
and they're all going to, that's the, you guys, I can't speak for the city manager. That's the city manager's vision, that they all match. That's what he's thinking that, of course, you got to remember, we got a new city manager. So what do new city managers do? They want to bring in the new stuff. They want to start, this is where my world started, And I get that. I have no problem with that. My only pushback on the EDC that they're doing is the one that that he has where it says Santa Fe Corp. and then Santa Fe at the bottom. I
Did
think,
everybody see that one?
oh, I'm sorry.
We passed it around on the phone.
Did you see it? Yeah, yeah. I think, to me, that one looks the best.
The only thing that, I mean, if they all need to match, they all need to match.
Yeah.
But we spent 8 months, we spent 8 months on this logo.
I know.
We have shirts with it on there, we have vests, we have, I mean, whatever we do, we need to stick with it because this is a waste of time.
I had a long conversation with I said, you don't know the background of our logo, so I kind of gave him the background. He goes, I know, Bob, I understand what you're saying.
The
He said,
EDC and the Parks and Rec Board both kind of got caught in the crossfire of having just done logos, and then
Yeah,
Seth
and then
came in and
have
wanted
do it
to.
again.
Yeah.
Have to do it again.
But I like the idea of having kind of a uniform logo. I mean, to have a consistent message about who we are. I totally am on board with that.
Trust me, I think the more you look at it, the more to grow on you. I'm telling you. I know that sounds weird, but it's true.
Another thing to add on to Matt's is that it's not just about, we're just looking at the coldness of the one logo.
Yeah.
He's already the city manager, the city's already incorporated.
Yeah, they've already
certain
adopted theirs,
things
right?
in- Like they had their logo, and they did a rope on the side, down there beside it on the presentation or a slideshow.
Yeah, you can doctor it up. This is our brand,
Yeah.
and then we can put all the other stuff we want around. It's not the logo, it's just makes it look better,
Right.
If you just look at it by itself, it's kind of sterile, if you stop and
Yes,
think about it.
yes.
I'm not opposed to them all matching. All I'm saying is, let's pick one, stick with it, and let's move on. We got a lot of business to
It was
do.
very, we'd keep talking about it, then we would change it. And finally Terry goes, come on, guys, we got to do it. So we did, we came up, and I think it was okay at the time, It's just kind of ironic that it's kind of quick when we just finished it. Go ahead, Jason.
We're already past, city's already made their mind up, they already spent all the money up. So can we get the E and the D and the C to match up so it doesn't look so?
Confusing.
Yeah, I could probably throw it in ChatGPT and get to make it look like a brand probably in 30 seconds. I've just not tried.
Can you clarify matching up?
Or the D doesn't, the letters that don't stick up.
Well, the brands have to, when they're made,
No, I'm talking,
brand, they have to be, they have to go together.
right, but,
Like when you're doing a branding account.
Letters together, when they go, they all got to be together.
Right.
see how the D sticks down in the C?
Has to do with the-
It's all one cohesive piece.
Yeah.
You, Jason.
Yeah.
I think that looks good.
Well, we're Santa Fe.
That makes sense to me.
Okay, so I did this one, and I just ChatGPT'd it 30 seconds later. I think I was.
You showed it to me.
I was with one of y'all, or I don't know, but it just has a railroad track, says EDC, Santa Fe Top Economic Development Corporation. And I just think that for a city, a railroad, when I think of Santa Fe, I think of the railroad, So that's just my opinion. Now, since we're going this way, there's nothing we can do. The city's already applied, so the only thing we can do is maybe rework the EDC one and go from there.
Is there room to rework the brand to say EDC? I'm asking for Jason. Is there room to see something that might look a little bit different?
I can probably try to rearrange it a little bit. I've discussed this with like ranchers and stuff of like cattle branding and like the actual like making of these brands and.
To me, ours looks the
I
most.
understand why you did it.
Yeah.
There's a reason why.
Yeah.
Rain us away.
So, on the circle, could our circle be a rope?
Makes sense.
Yeah, we can.
Could our circle be a rope or a railroad track?
This one's nice. You got it on it too.
I think a railroad track would be a little bit too busy.
But could our circle be like a rope instead of just a plain old circle?
But to me, the circle matches what we already have. I mean, to me, when you start manipulating, then you get into where everyone kind of has their own brand.
Okay, well, so do we just need to say, okay, we're gonna take it, and do we need a motion to approve the brand, changing it to Corp?
I'll entertain, so right now, let me make sure I understand. I guess you've got to, is your motion going to say the one that?
It's on the phone.
picture?
It's on the phone.
And
I'm just trying to fix the
is that consistent with, it's just changing the wording, it's not changing the brand?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
just,
it's just
Okay.
the wording.
so just to recap, the logo that's on the screen right now
Right,
would change to Economic Development Corp.
Corp.
Period, at the top.
right.
Santa Fe, Texas underneath.
At the bottom, so it match all the other ones.
Yes.
So moved.
I like consistency with all the other groups too, so if we start trying to change ours and they go, well, we didn't know we could change ours, we want to change, it could get crazy. Go another 8th month.
Now,
Into it.
part of the motion that I would like, or that I would request, is that we adopt the logo as discussed, and the city's style guide or brand identity standards is what it's actually labeled here. Which means that we're adopting that logo, we're adopting the colors, we're adopting the specific fonts that we're allowed to use. We're
So moved.
adopting.
That's all included in my motion.
Yeah.
And this is the one we're looking at. This one?
Second.
No, the one that's on, where's the phone again? It had it on
I'll
there.
show
Could you look at it? Everybody want to look at it one more time to make sure?
I think the one on the phone has more consistency with the other ones because the city and state is at the bottom. and
When you
ours
see it this way, it
is
does,
at
it
the top.
does.
If we're gonna do that, at least it helps.
If they're gonna match, let's make them match.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Let's everybody look at it one more time, and then, we got a motion. Do I have a second?
We do have a second.
Got a second? Everybody look at it one more time before I call for the vote.
Yeah. That's good.
All right, no further discussion. I'll call for the vote. Roll call vote, please.
Bob Wiley,
Yes.
Tim Swertner,
Yes.
Terry O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Crable,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes,
Yeah.
Gary Somerville.
Yes. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you,
I'll
Ty.
be the first one to tell you, I've done some dumb logos and some, I got 2 companies that I own,
Whose phone is this?
GTP Systems, and I did the same thing again, Galv Park. Both of them I have to like GALV Park. So, but I have port parking and Patriot Cruise parking, so those are good. But I've done some bad names and bad logos, so I know. I've done that road.
I've already voted, and I'm glad that we all approved. But like, when you see it like that, it doesn't do the same, like, justice when you see it on stuff like this. Like, when you see the logo overlaid on imagery that's kind of related to,
It looks a little bit better.
yeah.
It does look
I
good.
think so.
See,
So
It
let's-
does.
And I talked to Zeth about this. Of course, we know we've all got shirts. They got the other logo on it. So basically, I think I got to make sure that we've got money
Ooh, before I forget.
in our budget to go back to Heart to redo our shirts.
So the reason that I listed the amount budgeted as 30,000 is from our advertising budget. I was gonna see if you guys wanted to purchase 1 shirt each, 2 shirts each. Another thing I'd like to purchase is some portfolios that would have, I'm a fan of, they make some that are gray that have the brown leather, and we could get the new logo on there, and I would get your names on there. And then that would kind of be where y'all could keep notes and things like that, and y'all would get to keep those when y'all turn off the board. And then anything else,
Prices on that?
Yes.
Or do you want that to come out of the $30,000?
It would
That's
come out
your
of-
discretion.
yes.
Are you guys okay with that?
Which if y'all want a motion for that, that's fine, but
Here's one thing, the reason I kind of like that idea, because when you get off the board, and I appreciate everybody doing their time, we give you a little acrylic little thing and say, thank you for your time. At least if you had that, it could be a little bit more, thank you.
Something
I'm present that you could
use instead of something you have to
That's right.
dust.
Or you got to stick it.
One of the things that Abby can probably do with the existing shirts is to make a patch that she can sew over it.
I was going to go talk to her about
If
that.
she takes it off, it will destroy the fabric.
Yeah, but you can make something to go over it.
I think that she can make a patch.
Okay.
A patch like you would
Right.
on a police uniform or whatever, and put it over.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we can ask her, and that would be more economical than,
Oh, trying to
Throwing 'em away.
redo a shirt,
Yeah.
or 1 or 2 shirts. So, I guess, I don't know if we can actually discuss it. When we did this, everybody said, let's go get a shirt. We never really discussed how many shirts, I got.
had 2.
It was it 2 shirts?
Two.
Okay, okay, so.
I don't think you should get rid of those shirts. I just think it shows that your seniority here,
those are
Yeah,
those are officially throwback jerseys now.
I mean, yeah, I would get rid of them. I would
You have a
just-
before and after.
I think they're nice.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you this, when I was talking to Devin about the brand, I said, well, we really need to brand somebody with this, so I think Devin should be the guy that gets the brand, kind of like on what was the show, Yellowstone? or
Yellowstone,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, he kind of balked a little bit when I talked to him about that.
I told Bob and Seth this story, but like, I do not have a single tattoo on me. The first time I saw EDC as a career economic developer, I legitimately considered getting that like on my back
All
somewhere.
right, we got to see that.
I do have a question about that, Devin. This right here, you have the brand placed over another background.
This-
Right, it doesn't have the solid, does it?
No, and you're not,
So is it gonna, are you gonna be able to have those available to us to use,
yes.
like?
And just so we're
Like a clear brand?
y'all aren't voting on, or y'all aren't approving a white circle with a green background.
Right, right.
Just the shape.
Right.
So yes.
All right.
Any further discussion? We had a motion to carry. Everybody voted yes, so motion carries.
But do we need a motion for the portfolio slash, whatever?
How do you want to handle that?
If,
That's up to you guys. I mean,
I
I
mean,
feel
it's
like,
already budgeted, why do we
I'll
need,
say, make the motion, Terry.
so moved.
What is the motion?
The motion is to get quotes on the portfolios that will be retained when you leave the board, and 2 shirts per director. To be funded in the $30,000 that's already budgeted in our economic development budget.
the quotes on the shirts are gonna be a little more difficult because I wanna give you guys the flexibility to go get
We don't need a quote on the shirts,
Okay.
we need a quote on the,
quotes on portfolios and then allowance for,
yeah, and Abby does those things too, those
Yeah.
portfolios things.
so allowance for 2 shirts per.
Explain it to you, Matt.
Yep.
Motion, did we have a second?
Second.
Gary seconds it.
TO.
Let's just do a group on this one. I don't think we need a roll call. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Passes. All right. That went better than I thought it was gonna go, guys. I knew it was gonna be a rough one. All right. Discuss. We beat our record, Terry. We beat our record. All right, discussion with possible action, recommend of the Bear Committee regarding the grant application submitted by Hubcat Grill, Santa Fe, located at 12405, former 1764. Devin, you gonna handle that one?
Yes, so on August 18th, we had our initial meeting with Hubcap Grill and the Bear Committee. The impression that I got from the meeting is you guys seemed supportive of the project, but they had only submitted 1 bid, and you guys had requested one of the additional bids that he had mentioned just for reference. So he did give us the other bid that he had received, which was higher than the one that he wants to go with. So he is still asking for a grant for the patio shading improvements that would cost $21,733.50.
And that was a recommendation coming from the Bear Committee. Y'all approved
Yes.
that. I think we had a little thing out there that over the weekend, and those one made a lot of difference in a certain time of day.
It'll make a difference in the
Yes,
winter.
In the winter time, the
summer,
whole heat, yeah, I
Yeah.
think it'd make it a lot better. So that's good.
Shades,
So Hubcap has these.
Rubberized shade for his patio.
that will make it
Outdoor.
cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter, and it
rain-proof.
keeps the rain out, and it also keeps the sun out of blinding you when you're sitting out there.
Well, I'll entertain a motion.
He has a limited amount of dining area, so therefore that would enable him to have.
More than
dining.
double it.
I wonder, I have, Katie Seafood got those and they had some issues with the wind and stuff with it, so.
These are allegedly certified for a Cat 4.
Hurricane rated.
Yep.
We asked that.
I've seen those online, and I'm afraid I've got to question a Cat 4 screen. That's pretty, I'm sure they
think if
advertise
I had a-
it, but in Galveston, wind's a big thing in Galveston, so I can understand
They
that.
spent a lot of money.
Yeah, I bet.
It's Katie Seafood, I mean,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
anything cheap there.
Yeah, you're
But,
right.
Can I ask a question for clarification?
Sure.
And this is my personal understanding up until this point. I thought the Bear program was something that related to signage.
No.
And it's not necessarily only signage?
They can ask for anything,
Okay.
and
I
we
would
can,
say the intent is not signage, it's improvements to a facility is really the basis of the program. Some signage has come along with,
Some improvements to buildings.
yeah, with a kind of an improvement package
We
like
probably had more
DW
signs than
Floral.
anything.
Yeah.
That's
I
why
guess
kinda
my
looked that way.
limited exposure to conversations about Bear program, if you'd have asked me, I would have thought it would have been
Yeah.
signage. That's all I've heard about.
That's
That's what I was
right.
asking.
our first,
funded more of those.
our first one was a $50,000 grant for wiring for his ministries.
When they redid that building.
Yeah, when they redid that building. And so,
And Devin can get you a copy of the BEAR program to give you all the criteria and everything, bring you up to speed.
We'll be
Just
going
like
over it also
I
right
told
after
both of you guys, there's a lot of information you got to get caught up on, so.
You weren't here, last, and like cooler, no, they can take it with them. AC, yes. You know, whatever, it's gonna stay with the building.
Whatever it takes.
That's nothing, we have a language in there in it that, so.
we're going to go over that in a minute.
We put $20,000 worth
We've got
of
some
things with the building.
changes, you know, we as a group made some changes we wanted, and Devin's going to share that with us tonight
Yeah.
in the next, one of the next items.
We need a motion to.
Yes, we need a motion for the hubcap.
Hubcap grill is very hard to say.
Hubcap grill, yeah, improve our request.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to approve the hubcap request, and let's do that one by roll call.
Bob Wiley,
Yes?
Tim Swertner,
Yes.
Sarah O'Connell,
Yes.
Matt Craven,
Yes.
Brad Duffy,
Yes.
Jason Hayes,
Yes.
Gary Somerville. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. All right, next one is G, discuss with possible action, review the approval of amended guidelines and criteria established for the BEAR program. Devin's going to share, and that's in our, those are in our book.
Yes, sir. So, right behind this agenda cover page, are all the revised materials. In our last meeting, we reviewed and discussed a list of proposed revisions to the criteria and guidelines of the program. Following the discussion, I was asked to revise the guidelines and criteria and include the following changes. And so on this bulleted list, you'll see the change that was implemented and which piece of material it was implemented into. So we now require a minimum of 3 bids, and that's stated in the application. The awarded amount is capped at $50,000. That is stated in the guidelines and criteria and the application. An application fee of $500 will be collected and will be refunded to applicants whose applications are declined. That is included in the guidelines and criteria. A signature of a lien release will be required. That is stated in the performance agreement. Applicants may only apply once per 3-year period. That is stated in the guidelines and criteria. One other change that we discussed, that after kind of reviewing the materials, I wanted to make a recommendation not to include, but my concern was, after reading everything again, plainly stating that the award amount would be based upon the average of 3 bids gives me some concern that someone will intentionally go seek out higher bids to bump up their average. So my recommendation would we kind of adopt that as a unofficial but accepted practice, if that makes sense. So the BEAR committee kind of goes in, maybe as the starting point for the BEAR committee is to just look at the average of 3 bids, and then not paint ourselves in a corner, but not also encourage the applicant to maybe fudge the numbers.
And I think Hubcap would be a prime example of that, because if we took his 2 bids and averaged them, it would be more than the
Than
bid
what
he
the lower
actually
one
wanted to
was.
use.
So the one you're asking us to make changes is,
They're all highlighted.
yeah, the ones that are highlighted.
Yes.
Okay.
And so the next pages in your packet are the criteria and guidelines, and every yellow highlight is where I've implemented the
1
change.
minute, okay.
Following the criteria and guidelines, there's the application along with highlights. And then the third component is the performance agreement. That one's slightly different. The yellow sections in the performance agreement are actually the places where information is filled in for each individual project. But I wanted you guys to see that in here also.
Our BEAR program is growing in a lot of different ways, so, but it has to. We've got to make sure that we protect ourselves when we're doing this.
Let me ask you a question. When on the application fee of $500, when it's required upon following check written to the city of Santa Fe, when it's written to the city of, I'm just trying to go through the motions. When it's written to the city of Santa Fe and it's deposited in their accounts, how do we do a return to them? Is that going to be, do we have to do it by the board?
So
The
the check, the process that I was envisioning is the check would be written to the city, and I would hold it until the BEAR committee made a recommendation. If we approved it, then it would be deposited, and if we did not approve it, then the check would just be given back
But
to.
wouldn't it be made payable to the Santa Fe EDC? and not the city?
It could be either one. If it's payable to the city, it can be deposited by either Rudy or the board, but if it's written to the EDC, it can only be deposited by the board.
I think it needs to be, I mean, we're the
That
ones,
was my point,
yeah,
yeah.
it needs to be written to the EDC because it's us that's either going to be,
We're doing the business with them.
Yeah.
The city doesn't
Right.
really have anything to do with it. That's the way I'd kind of look at it.
me too.
Any more questions to the?
So we're gonna change
proposed
that?
changes?
Yes,
Is
ma'am.
that correct? We're gonna
Yes.
fix that? Okay.
And then I'm just making sure that the new people, on board realize that because it's a lot to look at, and I don't know if y'all read it before, but for instance, if we award these people right here with a bear grant and they sell their business within
2 years.
2 years, they have to give us all their money back. It comes off of the top of the sale. So that's a part of our protecting ourselves. And they sign an agreement to that as a part of the agreement when they sign it.
How do we keep up with that?
It's up to Devin.
You live with what, if they sell their business? Yeah,
I mean, we're not giving out 50 a year. We're only giving out, I mean, we might, because
You never know.
you never know. But
And one thing too, right now, that's the number that we're at. We hope as the city gets bigger and things sales tax gets better, we'll be able to increase that so we can give more money. This
Yep.
is just our starting point.
yeah, and we didn't, in the beginning, we didn't have hardly any applicants because we were requiring in the beginning them to pay upfront and us reimburse them. And only one group was able to do that and nobody else could. So that was why we didn't have any. And as soon as we augmented that, we started getting the applications. And we didn't spend all of our money from last year. That's why we rolled it over. But at any time, we can change our budget
If
and
we decide.
if we
our
decide we
budget
need
needs
to,
See more money, we can roll it up.
because we do have the money
We
to do
started
that.
at a good number and we'll be able to give it out.
Right.
Well, that's one way we can track is sales tax. If they're not paying sales tax, then they're not in
Well, I
business.
mean, we know when a business sells in our community. It's
Yeah.
not a big secret.
Yeah.
So the total budget for the first year that it was implemented was how much?
115.
And now it's 140?
Yes.
Well, it's only 140. We didn't change it. We just rolled over what was left because we didn't spend the whole amount.
So it was 115 plus what was left makes it
Right.
140?
Yes. But we have money that we can change, we can add to it at any time.
Yeah, because theoretically, if three businesses that we really want to help all come to us for $50,000, we're out of money.
That's true. That's
But
true.
we do have resources that we could,
We have over $4 million in our
We can
account.
amend our budget to
Got it.
add monies from that.
Got it.
And we just got back $121,000 that we had tied up that we might be able to, we'll put that where we need to put it, so, anyway.
Devin, question. On the front page, it has on here, it has 3 years. Applicants may only apply once per 3-year period. And then on business improvement grant guidelines, number C, it has following 2 years.
Supposed to be 3 throughout.
Am I reading something different?
Under business improvement and grants C, I see 3-year period of
It says
business.
it's implying in the same year or following 2 years.
Yeah, I think that's how I interpret it.
Yeah, but this has 3-year period
Yeah.
on the front.
It's implying that if it said the same year,
Plus 2.
I think that's what he's trying to say is, it doesn't read right though,
He changed
in the same or following 2 years.
within a 3-year period. How about that?
But it
Yeah.
says that in the first sentence.
But it needs to say that in the second sentence.
Makes sense, Devin?
I'm trying to,
Are you still thinking through it?
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what I would word it instead. Accept applications for funding in the same or following 2 years.
A business that receives a grant will be prohibited from making subsequent applications for 3 years from the date that they
36 months
were
from,
awarded.
Well, I was gonna say too, I don't know if we should necessarily make it 3 years to the day. I was gonna recommend that if you got a grant in 2025, you were prohibited from applying in 2025, 2026, and 2027. But that was
Well,
just,
just think about that it's not just us, the board members, it's people that are making application, how their interpretation
no, I
is.
understand that.
So that's the reason I thought that there should be some.
Needs to be spelled out, so there's not a question.
Right.
However you want to
Are
do
you
it.
trying to say per our fiscal year
Yes.
That's all.
versus per
Calendar date.
calendar year or year to year from the date of?
Yeah. If you receive something from the FY 2025 budget, you are ineligible to apply for the FY, you can't apply again in FY 25, but you also can't apply in FY 26 or 27. So October 1 of 2027, you would be eligible again to,
But that's only
Oh,
2
and-
years.
Well, we would just do 36 months
Yeah,
from the time you get you receive it.
that's, makes more sense. At least you understand that you have 36 months, and there's not a question about it.
then it's just,
Be the
then,
way to do it, just do it by month, say 36 months, or
3 years from the date
same
of,
thing, I guess, you know.
3 years from the date of award.
Of award.
I hope we're giving these companies what they need to make be profitable, so they don't come back and need to come back 36 months from now.
We just started, we don't know, we hope
You know what I
we,
mean?
yeah. We hope we are, but this is all brand new for us, and we're trying, so many of our small businesses have never rebounded from COVID. And that's, so far, the ones, not all of them, but most of the ones that we've helped are in that situation. His Ministries is not one of those, but the other businesses are businesses that we've had in our community for years that have struggled since COVID. And
I understand.
So are we wanting to do date from award date, 3 years from the date of award?
I think that's simple and
That'd be,
easy.
that's about as simple as you can make it, 3 years from the date of award.
then there's not a question.
Okay, I agree. Is everyone okay, on board with that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Devin, could you make that change for us, please, sir?
a business that receives grant funding shall be prohibited from making subsequent applications for funding in the same or following 36 months?
Right, you don't need to say in the same, 36 months from the day of award.
Award date's a good.
Okay,
All right.
I'll make that change.
All right, so we had several changes. I think they're all good. And believe me, as we go along, we'll probably come up with some more. So thank you, everybody, for putting our minds together and making this document as clear as we can. Not only for us, but for, like Pam said, for the people that are applying. You know, we don't want to make it so complicated they don't do it. So we need to get this money out of our bank account and put it back into the business of our community. That's what we're here for.
Make a motion for the amended language.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second that we accept the amended revisions to our BEAR program. Is there any further discussion?
Just to clarify on my end, is this a motion to revise the materials and bring them back, or to revise them as discussed and go live with?
Yes.
As discussed.
Yeah, from here. Okay. All right, let's do a roll call vote. Devin, if you don't mind.
Bob Wiley?
Yes?
Tim Swertner?
Yes.
Terry O'Connell?
Yes.
Matt Crable?
Yes.
Brad Duffy?
Yes.
Jason Hayes?
Yes.
Gary Zimmerman.
Thank you very much. That was item G. Let's go to item H. Discuss with possible action, review the Santa Fe EDC travel schedule and upcoming travel plans.
So the next page behind this cover sheet is a travel schedule that I put together. Basically, what I'd like to do going forward, so that we could avoid instances like the TML Economic Development Conference, which I take full accountability for. Basically, what this would be is we would adopt this travel schedule. Adopting this travel schedule doesn't commit any of us to attending any of these, but the idea would be I would present this each month. I would present opportunities for training and travel. We would collect basically head counts or, volunteers for people wanting to attend these events. And by recognizing the travel schedule, that gives me the authority or authorization to present items at meetings, receive interest from a board member about attending an event, and then making the required reservations and accommodations.
So how does this avoid us telling you that we want to go and you not registering us or getting hotel rooms?
So what I was kind of concerned with is we never had an official motion, basically saying blank and blank are going to TML. And I have kind of picked up on differing opinions between certain board members about how much discretion do I have as the executive director versus, you guys wanting to see kind of larger transactions come across the board for approval. Sending everyone to the TML conference would have been very pricey. Our travel budget is, make sure I don't tell you the wrong number, $16,250, and sending everyone to TML would have eaten up a majority of that.
Think about it, though. We talked about this before the budget, and we upped the budget.
So that everybody could.
To accommodate all of our board members going to that
We
conference.
updated the budget for the possibility of the entire board attending the
Right.
conference, I agree. And again, I mean, I take accountability for,
We're just asking, how can we avoid, how does this?
By having a
keep that
schedule
from-
like this, keep that from happening again.
Yeah, how does that keep that from happening again? If we we knew when it was and we said, hey, I want to go, and then we found out the day before that we weren't registered and didn't have hotel rooms, how does this stop that?
so I would present this each month. And basically, green items are the items that we've already committed to. Yellow items are items that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention this month. And basically, kind of like, the other sections of the executive director's report, this would kind of fall into that executive director's report of, hey, these are the upcoming training and travel opportunities. What are you guys wanting to participate in? And then the conversation is had, it's recorded in the minutes, and I take direction from the conversations based around this report.
So basically, you're saying if we do it this way, if something was coming up and someone on our committee wanted to go to this in our public meeting, you go, Devin, I'd like to go to this particular thing. That way it's documented and you would know, and there would be no question that Terry wanted to go to this or Brad wanted to go to this, and it's officially in the minutes, and so there wouldn't be any question. Terry, do you think that would help?
I just want to know what the rules are. I'm
Understand.
happy to follow rules. I'm a rule
I
follower.
understand.
And I thought I was following the rules, so.
There's travel agents that don't cost us any money that can handle all this stuff. We just give them a list of everything, and they keep track of everything, call, hey, what's going on? Because that's what their job is. They get commissions from the hotels and stuff. They do the bookings and stuff like that. I mean, there's,
The issue here is when the trigger is pulled on, okay, Bob, Brad, Jason, and Devin are going to TML EDC.
give that to someone, give that to them. I mean, that's, more people they book, the more, more people get to say yes, the more money they make commission.
No, my point is when the board authorizes the purchase of, whether I do it, whether a travel agent does it, it's the pulling the trigger of, yes, we're committed to spending $250 a night for 3 nights for 4 people to go.
But
Yeah.
I thought once we put it in the budget, the travel budget, there is no vote on it. It's there. We've already approved it, right? Am I wrong?
We've also approved for a multitude of budgeted expenses.
No, I'm asking about travel. Didn't
So-
we put 16,000 into travel? And so I'm just asking.
It falls
again.
under the budget.
Yeah, I mean, if it's 17,000, we can't go. Or if we've spent 16,000, whatever, we can't
then we
go.
won't be able to go to a particular one.
But I'm just asking, there doesn't need to be a vote once it's in the, am I misunderstanding?
Unless we amend the budget also.
What's in the budget is a budget for training and travel.
Right.
What is not in the budget is 12 grand to attend TML, if that makes sense.
It doesn't.
It's the difference between having a budget for groceries and having a budget for milk, eggs, poultry, like an itemized list. The budget was to accommodate if the possibility of the board going to TML and for me to go to ICSC Red River.
So in other words, you decided who was going and that's why you didn't put everybody
No
on?
decision was made, no
Okay.
motion was made, no actual direction was given to register all 7 board members of the EDC to attend the TML Economic Development Conference.
Okay, so my question is if we have that in the budget, why does there have to be a motion? I'm not talking about spending 12,000 for that. If we would have all been registered, we all should, if everybody wanted to go, we should have been able to go. That's my point. If we have the money set aside and there's a conference, a training, or whatever, something that's going to help us with our job as an EDC director, we should be able to go.
And that, for new guys, it's required training.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're required to go to that, so.
But I think his point is, at least the way I see it, there are opportunities for training throughout the year. Does it make sense for us to blow or utilize our entire budget to go to one event, the entire board?
Okay.
Yes.
First of all, I don't think you're blowing anything when you're going and you're learning. If you've ever been to one of those before, it is chocked full of information. And every time I've gone, it has been a phenomenal amount of information. And I've learned, and I want to glean every bit of information I can to do the best job I can in this position. If I don't get new information, and there's new information every day. I mean, it's like any other profession that you're in, you get new information. So, and if it would have cost $12,000 for everybody to go, there's still $4,000 left, and we can always amend it.
We can admit it to add to if some other thing came up.
Right. And I mean, I go to a lot of stuff. It's not like, oh, I don't get to go. That's not it. What it is I don't think that if tomorrow Brad says, you know what, this mid-year conference is going to be in June and it's $675, I don't think we should have to vote on that. He's a director. We have it in the budget. I think the hotel reservation needs to be made, and he needs to be able to go. Now, if he signs up for every one of these, maybe his wife will question that, you know. But I'm just saying, you know, if it's something that's going to help us know more about our job, then I don't see why we have to vote on it. When the money has been set aside, it's a waste of time. We waste a lot of time. I don't like wasting time.
I understand.
We've been given $4 million. We've got $4 million in the bank to utilize to better Santa Fe.
Yep.
So we need to become more educated on what our job is. So I agree with everything what you said. Do I want to go to every event? Probably.
No, I don't either.
I do just want to, because it was interesting that this conversation happened today, but I ran into Ryan McCamey, our director that just termed out, city councilman, who's on his way to the TML conference this week, the municipal TML conference, not the EDC conference. And I was asking him, because this TML EDC conference will be my first TML conference, and he was saying, I really enjoyed the TML conferences, you learn a lot, but they always seem to be catered to the big cities. That was the kind of the perception that he had. I've never been to a TML conference, but I've been to TEDC conferences, which are the Texas Economic Development Council. Those are overwhelmingly catered to small communities. There would be more value, I believe, for some of our board members to attend that conference than for all of us to attend one.
Okay.
Let's. My recommendation would be that we'd kind of rotate, 4 of us are going to TML. I think a couple of y'all could go to TEDC. 1 or 2 of y'all could go to Texas Downtown Association. Some of these are trade shows that if you feel like you'd like to participate less from a training standpoint, but like a recruiting, bringing new types of businesses into Santa Fe, those opportunities are in here also. This schedule was basically just the full plate of your opportunities.
These are what's out there.
Right. So of our 16 grand, these are our opportunities for us to send everybody to at least one thing. But I didn't want to necessarily limit us to just one thing, if that makes sense.
Agree.
Repeat the 2 different ones, and you think one of them for big towns, one for small town. Which one?
TML, which
Texas
again,
Municipal League. He doesn't know what that stands
That's
for.
just what Ryan said. That was
For
his
bigger- for
opinion
bigger-
of that.
yes.
Listen, you go to shows, you meet people, you know people in the industry, and you're like, oh, I know this person from this town, and the next thing you know, hey, I got someone calling, and they want to put this thing in, hey, your town might be perfect for this new corporation or this new company. You're there to learn, you're there to make connections with EDC. People like me, I'm going to say, I'm new, I don't know anything, so nice to meet you, what city you're from, blah, 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 and then it's networking. So if it's catered to small or catered to big, you're still going to get value out of it.
Oh, I
If you
agree.
only learn one new thing or one new connection that brings people together, then it's worth it.
When is the workshop? When is the one, we're going to TML, Brad, me, and Jason are going to TML. What's the next one that caters to EDCs?
On this list, there's some sales tax workshops coming up, which those are just one-day events. There's a local one that's in Houston on the 14th. But if you guys wanted to go to the one in Austin, I would advocate as the board director, the executive director, that, the Houston one's local, it'd be cheaper to go, but to Jason's point, the networking is so valuable that there's probably more value from a networking perspective to send one or two of y'all to the Austin one to spend the night, because the hotel lobby is going to be full of people.
What I'm looking for, Terry and Pam kind of missed out on the TML one.
I'm
looking for
interested in the
opportunity-
TEDC Women in Economic
You're the
Development.
person I
Conference.
thought of.
There you go. I want y'all to be able I want you to increase your education in economic.
But I don't know when it just says spring. And so, to me, we're women in economic development. That is perfect for us.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't
That's
know.
why I want y'all
You
to
might not want to
do that.
go with me.
Look into
Never
it.
ride with you.
Look into it. I feel bad that you're not going to get to go. So look at other opportunities for you to keep your knowledge up in the EDC world.
I think the people that didn't get to go to TML should go to a TEDC conference or a TDA conference.
All right? For those of you that want to do that, get with Devin and let's put it on. Let's get it done. We got the money. We need to put us out there. That's what we're here for.
I am very likely going to purchase the
Who's going to the conference tomorrow?
GEDP conference.
I'm going.
Oh, good.
The GEDP, well, you're going to the Canva course. You're not going to Galveston, right?
No, I'm not going to Galveston. I'm going to the Campbell Court.
So.
We're talking about the
Yeah, I
GEDP.
think- who all is going to Galveston tomorrow? Okay.
Matt, Brad, Jason, myself, Pam and Terry got seats. Georgia, Carla, Belinda, and then Bayhab actually asked me if I had already registered or if I wanted to sit at their table. Since we were already taken, Brandon Mayor decided not to go to TML, and so he was available, so I asked him if he wanted to go to the GDP conference also, so he's going to be there at the Bayhab table.
That's fine.
So we'll be well represented at the conference tomorrow.
Good. Thank you. Any further discussion on item H on the agenda tonight?
I just want to clarify,
Go.
we don't have to vote on every time somebody wants to go.
No.
As long as it's under the, okay, I just want to make sure.
The only time we're going to have to vote if our funds exceed those.
Let's get short, then we'd have to vote.
What I would like for me is the motion to give me the authority that when we have the conversations around the travel schedule, that is my directive to. Terry said she wants to go to TEDC Women in ED conference, that when registration opens up, do you want me to register you for that event?
Absolutely.
And do you want me to purchase your,
Well, it depends. If you're going to put me at Motel 6, no.
at the conference hotel?
Yes. I'm just saying.
Are you looking for a motion to do that, so you have the authority to do it? It's cut and clear when you can do it.
So moved.
I'll second it. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those same sign. Motion carries. You got the authority. All right, what time we got? Oh, we're doing good. All right, so let's go into citizens' comments and announcements. Ms. Terry?
How did you know I had announcements?
Might as well start with.
My goodness gracious, I have some announcements.
All right.
So this Friday and Saturday is Texas Red Music Festival at Galveston County Fair and Rodeo. It's going to be a big deal. They're going to have lots of good singers out there.
Sounds good.
Yep, that's happening November 1st in the morning at Joe Tamburello Park over by Mae Bruce Library is the fund run for the Mae Bruce Friends of the Library. That starts early. Ellie Ray will be singing for an hour and a half. She'll start with the Star Spangled Banner. And then it will be an amazing event. The Friends of the Mae Bruce Library, raise funds to supplement the library. Also, that same night, we're having our local Law Enforcement Alliance of Galveston County is having their purse bingo in League City at the Johnny O'Rolfo Center. There's still tickets available for that. That is Saturday night. Quickly following that will be our Santa Fe Chamber of Commerce monthly luncheon on, what's the date, Carla?
November 12th.
November 12th. But before that, at Runge Park, November 8th is the Heritage Festival. And we are really, really excited about that.
Good.
We're all set.
We're all set. We've got,
Who's the presenting sponsor?
the presenting sponsor is the city of Santa Fe, and we really appreciate that. We're gonna have things there that we've never, ever had before. We're having a bubble machine that kids can play in foam. Maybe they don't have to take a bath when they get home because of that.
Most people make that argument.
Yeah, that big, huge bubble machine. We're having that. We're having mutton busting. We're having a kids' Old Smoky contest and a regular Old Smoky contest. We're just having a lot of things that we haven't had in the past.
Added new things to the event.
We're also going to have something that's really important, and I want everybody to hear this. We're having a jail, and you can pay to put somebody in the jail, and there's going to be a police officer from Santa Fe there, and then somebody's going to have to bail you out. So I want you to know, save your dollars between now and November 8th, because if there's somebody you want to put in jail, let's do it.
A long time ago, they had that, and they made a lot of money doing that.
But we plan to.
Good, good.
So
Well, there's not a lot of overhead in it. That's what's nice about it.
there's not a lot.
Profit.
The Santa Fe Lions Club will be in the Runge Park building, and they will be selling their infamous beef on a bun. And the Historical Society will be there, and they will be exhibiting their historical things. And we're going to have food trucks. We're just going to have a kids zone, lots of vendors. How many vendors do we have, Carla?
We have about 60 total right now.
Petting zoo, pony rides. It's just going to be a great day.
It'll be a
It's
good
rain
day
or
for us.
shine. It's rain or shine. And so I hope that people will be excited as I am that it's going to be here and over with, and we can check that off our list.
The 10th,
The what?
November 10th?
8th.
Runge Park.
Yeah.
Runge Park.
Why'd you say it? 10th?
I'm just,
November 8th,
I know.
Saturday. Come there, stay all day, spend lots of money.
That's all?
I think
Come on, that was pretty short for this.
well, you know.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any announcements or things to say? Again, Jason, Brad, welcome to the committee. I know we threw a lot at you tonight, and just as you.
One more thing. I forgot
Go
one
ahead,
more
go
thing.
ahead.
The Violet Cottage Market is this weekend. It is at 13520 Montgomery Road. It's kind of like a pocket market, and it's at 10 o'clock. It starts at 10 o'clock.
Where's that at?
It's here in Santa Fe.
No, I mean, the pocket market physically, where's it at?
We don't have a pocket market
No,
in
I mean, where is that event at?
13520 Montgomery Road in
You
Santa
gotta give me
Fe.
a landmark. I'll live here all my
I
life.
don't know.
Is it next?
What did you say it was called, Violet what?
Violet
Is that the one?
Cottage Market. It's not
So
the
it's not
big events.
across from the
No.
rent place? Okay.
No.
Is that another
this-
one, huh?
Yeah, 13520 Montgomery Road, and it starts at 10 a.m.
All right.
And she told me today that they had a whole bunch of vendors, and yeah, so that's coming up quick too.
All right. If not, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Wait.
Or what?
Did you skip
made a
an
motion.
item?
What else, Skip?
Our next meeting is right now scheduled for
Oh.
November 25th,
I'm sorry.
which is the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Would y'all prefer to bump that up to November 18th?
Hang on, let me look. November 18th. Yeah, probably that week, everybody's gonna be out of town.
The following.
Yeah.
That's what I
Let's do
told.
it on the
That's a little
18th.
close to Thanksgiving.
Let's do it on the 18th, I like that.
Is everybody okay with that?
I am.
You need a motion or just an agreement?
If y'all are okay with it, we'll just.
Everybody good on that? Let's do it the 18th then. Thank you. Good job. Almost forgot that one.
Matt Crable, motion to adjourn.
You don't need a second for that.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Good night. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.